I think the practices that I've had to adopt to try and make my PowerPoints suitable for distance e-learning actually have a lot of application for classroom use as well. We're all well aware of the dull lectures where simply PowerPoint is used to screen a number of bullet points and then they're monotonously read out by the lecturer and not an awful lot of value is added to them.
Sure.
So things like that. But particularly the use of animated graphics. Here I'm talking about drawing one's own diagrams from scratch, vector diagrams, using the drawing package that comes with PowerPoint. Because one of the difficulties in trying to find images that suit what you want off the web is, first of all, that if you find something that illustrates what you're trying to get across, it may have a lot of background clutter that is not appropriate. A photograph may have the thing that you're trying to focus on in one corner of it. And the other issue there is that of copyright. With this Hydrographic Academy package going to a global audience, sooner or later it's going to end up on the World Wide Web, whether we like it or not. And so if we have breached copyright in any way, that's going to put the university in a very difficult situation. So we have to be absolutely scrupulous about correct attribution of any images that we do use from the web. But because of the difficulties I've already alluded to, it is often far quicker to draw one's own vector diagrams from scratch. And I could show you a number of examples of this.
Yeah, I think we've got a few we can show you now, actually.
Here we have a built diagram, and the graph backdrop is simply inserting a blank table and then putting one's axes and labels on as desired. Then again, the graph is simply a curve, and you can modify that any way you wish and start putting on other information as you talk over the slide to build up quite a complex diagram. Here I'm going to show what you can do with animations. This animation is called Spin, and it illustrates the rising and setting of the constellation called the Plough around Polaris. And by setting it on a nice slow setting of 5 seconds, I'll just rerun that, it illustrates very well what's going on with rising and setting of stars in a way that a static diagram wouldn't do. Finally, a diagram to show perspective. It may not be immediately apparent, but the distance between the lines along the horizon is less than the distance between adjacent lines in the foreground. And when we try and put things in perspective and build them up, I'm also making use of the gradient here. This blue colour fill has a gradient increasing darkness towards the bottom. Similarly with the seafloor, this sandy seafloor getting darker towards the seabed horizon, and with the beam pattern from the side scan sonar towfish getting darker towards the bottoms, trying to indicate depth. Now give this picture to an artist and he'd drive a bus through my lack of understanding of true perspective. But has it achieved the aim? Is it clearer what I'm illustrating by trying to draw it in 3D perspective than if I'd just done a 2D diagram? I think it does add a certain value, but it will take hours to do it. So that's a brief run through what you can do with PowerPoint. The best way to get stuck into it is just practice.